Alright, we're back for round two. Gonna be on the draw here, and this hand's pretty decent. Definitely want one more land. Don't really want to fetch out an island, but kind of have to at the moment. Duress. Tilt. I guess if he takes our drum-com, we can just not worry about fetching out planes. Just get green-white into blue. Lenore Waste into Duress is not something I expect too much in this format. Alright, he took our Coco, as he probably should have. Or she. Okay. Definitely gonna start with a green-white. Ooh, he's probably playing some Eldrazi deck. This is gonna be sweet. Well, might not be that sweet. Might just get annihilated. Alright, Yavimaya is pretty good here. So we can... We're gonna end up taking like a bunch off of the Yavimaya Coast. If we don't just fetch blue. So I guess we'll fetch blue. I kind of want to play Strass Dancer as opposed to Sylvan Advocate, but since we have the Reflector Mage, I think we'll just play Advocate. If he plays a Matter Reshaper, I guess we'll just bounce that. Yes, Thought-Knot's here next turn. Could be bad. Wasteland Strangler. That's fine. We don't have anything in exile. I think we're just gonna Ramoka's command that. Get our guy decently big, which is nice. He's already at 15. If we get Thought-Knots here, he's probably going to take Reflector Mage, but then we can just start playing some flyers, I think. I don't really want to play the Bounding Crassus just to tap a Thought-Knots here. We also don't really want to Reflector Mage a Wasteland Strangler. So, alright, Duress here from him. Misses, which is awesome for us. He's in a pretty bad spot here because of the Reflector Mage. Okay, cut's not bad. Well, I mean, it's bad for us, but it's pretty good for him. Just going to play a flyer. Could have morphed Strass Dancer, but want to go ahead and get some more stuff on the field. Make our Reflector Mage a little bit better. Make our Bounding Crassus a little bit better. I guess we'll just bounce that. We don't really want to get our Reflector Mage hit with the Thought-Knots here. And getting that off the table is pretty good. Plus, getting off the table means that our Bounding Crassus next turn could also be very, very powerful. Reflector Mage is a heck of a card. I'm assuming something's going to hit with a removal spell. Maybe not. Wow. Alright, this guy's just pretty dead. We got Crassus and Reflector Mage and 8 power in play. He has no guys. Miss a bunch of land drops. Alright, so I don't think Dispel's going to be very good here. Hidden Dragon Slayer might be okay. Valor Stance might be okay. These just hit his Reality Smashers and Thought-Knot Seers. Strass Dancer doesn't actually seem that good, even though it flies. Harbinger could be okay. Silk Wrap seems like it could be decent. What else we do not want? Alright. Maybe Crassus, maybe Dromcom. Dromcom was good there, but I don't feel like it's going to be all that great in the rest of the match. Question is, do we want Crassus or Strass Dancer? Could maybe bring in some Disdainful Strokes, but he has a lot of dresses and stuff, so I don't want too much reactive stuff. If we're cutting all these Dromcoms, we are bringing in Valor Chance. Never mind. I was going to say that maybe we want to trim a Jace, but I don't think that's true. Alright, we'll cut Dromcom since we're on the draw, and it just might not do anything if he has a draw featuring a bunch of big guys. And then I think we'll leave Bounding Krasis. That could buy us a turn or two against stuff like Reality Smasher. Body is a little bit bigger than Strass Dancer, and I'm assuming that most of the things he's casting are just cheap removal spells or discard spells, so Strass Dancer is just not as good. Though the Flying Body is certainly reasonable. Here we have another hand where really need Flutterstrand to get a green. I think maybe I should just play a Wood of Foothills in the deck, honestly. Alright, well, we're going to have either a real slow draw. I think I'm just going to fetch a green-white, though. And just hope we draw an untapped land next turn. Luckily for us, we did not get hit with a Transgress to mine, because Transgress into Wasteland Strangler would have been pretty good against Sylvan Advocate, so. Especially if he transgresses and takes our Deathmist Raptor. I feel like this card's going to be pretty good in the matchup. Alright, well, it seems like he has a really controlling draw. That was a very good draw for us. We're just going to play Deathmist. Get it into play. If it dies, that's fine. We can maybe get it back later. If we get hit with a Thought-Knots here this turn, he will probably take Valor Stance, if I had to guess, but he might just take Coco, since that's, if we draw a land, that card could just pound him. Transgress. Alright, good thing we got our Deathmist into play. Not sure what he's going to take. He may take Coco. Seems like the most obvious pick. Excuse me. Yep, took Coco. Hopefully we just start running lands and get to Wingmate Rock him. That'd be great. Alrighty, well. I don't really want to play this Dim Protector, so I won't. Could maybe play Crassus just to get some power into play, but I think I want to loot and try to hit some lands. Or just some more Cocos or something. Something that can start actually pushing me pretty far ahead on board. Oh, Blighted Fin's not bad. Bear of Silence. Ooh, that's tough. Alright, good thing we didn't play this Dim Protector, I suppose. Maybe we should play it now, but he has a Blighted Fin, so he's probably just gonna kill it, so I guess we just need to play Krasis. We'll wait till his attack step in case he plays Reality Smasher and buy us a little time. Although if he plays Reality Smasher, I might just Valor Stance it, but. Alright, we'll just tap his Bear of Silence. Save some damage since we're falling a little far behind here. I get Thought-Knot tiered. Would not be great for us. Wasteland Strangler, also pretty bad for us. Yeah, we're getting tempoed out pretty hard here. Maybe we just want all of our early creatures. Ooh, we got our Coco back, though. Does that do anything? Alright, we'll go for a Sky Spawner. Hopefully we draw a land and we get to Wingmate Rock next turn. That'd be awesome. This guy's deck does look pretty cool. I'm not sure what the green for is just yet. Might be mono black with a bunch of Llanowar Waste and Caves of Koilos and such. That's unfortunate. I think we actually just have to sack the Scion just to make sure we can trade off this turn. I think we actually have to block a Bear of Silence and then just use a Sylvan Advocate or Den Protector or some such to kill Wasteland Strangler in a turn. Alrighty, really need to draw a land now. Just trading off here with Strangler if he doesn't Blighted Fin us. He still has 4 cards in hand. One thing I do want to try adding to the deck is Nissa. I think Nissa could be pretty good. Just making sure we hit our land drops, I think, is important in the deck. I feel like any draw where we draw like 6 or 7 lands, it's just very hard to lose. And any draw where we only draw 2 or 3, we just get mangled. No. We're actually just dead on board. Yeah, he can activate Finn. Yeah, we're dead. Land coming to play tap there was bad. I really wish that we had another forest over a Canopy Vista. Having too many lands coming to play tapped is not good. Okay, what can we change here? Not a ton. It's possible this Harbinger is bad since a lot of his guys have coming to play effects. Might just bring in these Stratus Dancers to make sure we don't get, you know, hit with a bunch of discard and... Or not a bunch of discard. Make sure that we can keep him off of removal at some point. I'm going to cut the Valor Stances. It doesn't protect our creatures really since most of his removal seemed sacrificed or minus X based. So, it's possible we don't want Wingmate Rock because it's a little slow. Maybe we should want some Dromcoms to pressure him early. No, I feel like if we ever get to raid a Wingmate Rock, it's pretty hard to lose. So we'll just try to focus on that. We had a couple spots there. If we just drew some lands, we would have been fine. Alright, I don't love it. Definitely need to draw a land. Hopefully an untapped land. If we draw a Canopy Vista, I'm probably going to jump out the window. Or jump for joy, depending. Apologies for the coughing. Been a little sick lately. Too cold? It's a pretty high chance I just jam a Stratus Dancer on 2. It's probably going to deal a reasonable amount of damage. I feel like he has the ground game locked up decently, so Flyers do seem pretty good against him. His 2/1 guys can't block, and we do have these Deathmist Raptors that can hopefully do some stuff. Suppose I should have led with Plains first. Alright, I don't really want to get hit with a self-inflicted wound early, and I do want to get some damage. If he doesn't get to use his turn 2 to cast a removal spell, I think that's really good for me. Alright, just let me draw some lands. Let me draw some lands. That was good. Now, I know most people here would have actually leaned on Sylvan Advocate over Stratus Dancer, but making sure your opponent can't use their mana on a certain turn is generally pretty good. I'm pretty sure he's just going to self-inflicted wound or something. Alright, Strangler, no, nothing in exile as of yet, so. Now, we could just bounce this guy, but I think I'd rather just trade and play Deathmist and leave it at that. And if he doesn't trade, that's also fine. But he's pretty far behind on board if he doesn't. We draw a land next turn. I may Coco over Jace Sylvan Advocate, but Jace Sylvan Advocate's also pretty good. I may actually sack Strass Dancer here because it does more damage, and the likelihood of us finding a creature that sacrifices or that megamorphs is not super high. Yeah, I don't really want a Coco just yet, so I'm gonna play these two guys. I really want to hit like Reflector Mage or something. And I don't really want to Reflector Mage the Bear of Silence. Now this does leave me open to getting hit with a Transgress, but if he's spending his time transgressing, he's going to take a lot more damage over the next few turns, so I'm not super worried about that. Yeah, I could have played around that. That was a mistake. Although if he takes Coco, we just get to Reflector Mage and draw a card, and if he takes Reflector Mage, then whatever, that's fine. Yeah, might as well attack. Sure can't block. Hmm. Alright. I'm not going to loot with Jace just yet. Like, I could try to find a land, but whatever he plays next turn might actually change what I discard. And he is at 8, so... And we hit this Reflector Mage, so we don't really want to discard that. But we will if he plays Transgress. If we like loot and hit a land, we'll discard the Mage, so we get to keep both our cards. But he's pretty far behind on board. Bear of Silence can't block, which is nice for us. Reality Smasher is not a big deal. Ob Nixilis. That's pretty good. I wonder what he's going to target. Might have to be Deathmiss Raptor, and then we just definitely just want to land. I might not loot at all, because I don't... If I hit a land, I want, like, the land and all the cards in my hand, so... I will loot. This Reflector Mage might not be necessary. Alright. Well, that was pretty good. So now we can counter something. I'm going to go ahead and kill this Ob Nixilis, though, I think. Don't really want him to draw a card, even though he's pretty low on life. I will get to counter a removal spell. Or just flip up, get back Dim Protector. We could loot now, in case we draw a Sylvan Advocate. And plus we get a tick up and minus the bear. But honestly, I kind of want to sacrifice the Jace to something like another Bear of Silence. Although if he plays another Bear of Silence, he's basically dead. But only if I sack the Jace. So we'll wait. It's not too terribly necessary to loot right there. Alright, cool. Well, as you can see, the Reflector Mage tempo, even though he Thought-Knot Seared away our best card, being able to draw a card off the Reflector Mage bouncing his guy was pretty nice. And he is basically just dead since Bear Silence can't block, which is cool. Yeah, anyway, that was round 2. We'll be back for the third round in just a few.